I've been away for a while and just kind of like wanting to come and record another video about like where I've been, what I've been up to prior to me taking this long break. I was talking a lot about student loans, credit, purchasing a home, car, all of those things, because those are things I was working through. And I did have my student loans forgiven and wiped off my credit report. I purchased my house. I purchased my car. Happy with both purchases. I think I did a pretty decent job. And there's been so much transition. And so here I am. This is like sort of maybe one of my favorite rooms in the house. My other favorite room is my closet / office, which I'm still, all of it, all my rooms I'm still putting together. But I thought I'd come here first because it's there's light here, and in my closet there's not so much light for filming. So I will do another video with a tour and where I'm at, what I'm thinking about each space and things like that, just to get everybody up to speed. Everything has been going really good. My credit is good. I thought my credit score was gonna drop when my house hit my credit report. It's still above 700. Everything has been going really good until it wasn't. So that's what I'm gonna talk about just to get started. Today is what's going on right now. And then maybe I'll backtrack in some different videos about the details of how everything worked out with the house and the car. So it's still going good, let me say, and I am still extremely grateful. However, there are some little bumps in the road, some things that I did not think, like how would I even like imagine these things would come up. So with the move, I had to change my son's school, and I did not like the schools that were near my house for various reasons. I was not comfortable with them. In a different video, I talked about the trauma I experienced when my son got lost at pickup time at the last school. So I'm very particular about like the surrounding area, the schools. I just really look into things just because of like what happened before. So I chose this school that's in this it's a new area. The homes in that area are more expensive. It's sort of more of like it's an uppity area in this county. And I chose that school, and I felt really good about it because I thought he's gonna be taken care of there. It's a safe area. It's a nice area. The school's new. They have a lot of resources, good ratings as far as education. And I just felt, my thought process was, this is going to be a good school. I have an opportunity to get him. It's not a public school, which I like. And everything new, everything different. And what felt to me, just being honest, is like an upgrade. Everything just being an upgrade. House, neighborhood, school, for my son, everything. Car. And, but, you know, everything that glitters isn't gold. It really isn't. I picked up my son from school 2 days ago, and he says to me that he will never be beautiful because he's brown. And I've never heard him say anything like that before. Only thing I've ever heard him say as far as his skin color is, why am I brown and other people are white? And we had that talk, but nothing derogatory or self-defeating or anything like that. So I was taken aback, and then he was calling white people bleach, which I don't know where that came from. Has to be somewhere at this school, because we really haven't been anywhere else. And so we had this conversation, and he tells me that because he's brown, he will never be beautiful. And as we're talking, I'm trying to like see if it's just him or if this is what he thinks about everyone. And so I even go as far as to asking him, so what about me? I'm brown. Do you think I'm not beautiful? Because, you know, kids always think their mom is beautiful. You know. So, and he says, I really don't want to hurt your feelings, Mom, but I'm sorry. You can't be beautiful because you're brown too. So it was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking conversation, and we had like it was like a 15-minute conversation that we were, until I felt like he was getting too tired of it. It wasn't even 15 minutes, that I would say like 8 or 9 minutes, with me just trying to correct that. And I didn't focus too much on where he got that from, but I am going to be exploring that further. I'm going to go with my first guess is another child at that school. I have noticed that this school is majority white kids, majority white administration, teachers. His last school was about a 80% black population. Is very mixed. Well, not mixed. It's 80% black population. But it's still a good school. And so this school does not have as many black teachers, black students as the last school. So it could have come from another student, which is where I'm gonna think that's probably the first place. So another thing I didn't consider is this new area I live in, a whole new county, a little bit more up north in Florida. Mind you, I live in Florida. Won't even have to go into that, do we? Where I was in West Palm Beach, sort of different attitude, political views, things, more balanced. Now where I'm at, it is not that. And I'm not gonna, like, I hope you guys are getting me. And I didn't think about that. So the attitudes and views of people in their private households are different than probably what they were when he was at that school, the last school in West Palm Beach, where he has been his entire life in that school system. So that trickles in, right, from those households to the children and to the school. And so that's why I think that's probably is what is happening, conversations with kids and stuff. The other thing is, like, for me, I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, white school in Tacoma, Washington. And I remember not necessarily that kids told me I wasn't beautiful, but I observed white girls getting different type of attention from boys, teachers, friends. I observed a difference in the way they were treated and I was treated, and I internalized that as that because I'm brown, all these other kids are getting treated one way and I'm getting treated differently, and the only thing I can tell is the difference in skin color is that I'm not beautiful because of my skin color. So that could be it too. I don't think that's it in this short amount of time because of it's only been a month, but it could be a combination. It could be that. It could be the teacher. Who knows? But I don't think it's the teacher. So he tells me that only bleach people are beautiful. He was calling white people bleach. And it was a heartbreaking conversation. So what I'm gonna do, which we always have like a lot of like artwork and pictures and books that represent us and our beauty. We always have had that in my household. That kind of stuff really does matter. And so that's what I'm doing. I have my book and his books next to each other in our entryway. And we're just going to keep having this conversation because he's still very young, and I don't want him to lose his self-esteem and self-worth because of this change in environment. And there's also a school really close to my house that I didn't have the opportunity to get him into, that has a more diverse population that I'm going to look at getting him into this November. I know it's going to be like a change in school again, which I didn't want to have to keep disrupting him, but I think it may be worth it for him. I know for me, it was really important for me to be around other Black people. That's how I got to Florida, because my self-esteem was really low and I wanted to be around people who look like me. So that's another thing that I'm looking at. But I guess the whole point is, and this is something, at the end of the day, this is reality. Either now or later, as a person of color, we are faced with this. We are faced with this idea, or we are faced with this problem. I'm gonna call it a problem because it's not going away. Despite all of our efforts, despite all of our improvement as a society, as a world, it's still there, and it's something that we face eventually. And so I'm going to keep talking to him. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to investigate a little bit, and I'm going to consider changing his school. And that's where I'm at with that. So that's been one major hiccup. There's been some others that I'll talk about later. Car loop ended up being a disaster. Can't stand it. It's a nightmare. And that's going to be a whole nother video. And just adjusting to a new neighborhood, meeting new people, my neighbor, being a homeowner versus a renter, all the things that go with that, that you don't think about. And I'll do little videos about those things. And doing that as a sober person, when I used to use alcohol to help me get through these uncomfortable transitions, challenges, newness, meeting people, interacting. Alcohol used to be a huge crutch for me, and I'm sober, don't drink, and it's definitely been a lot. And so I'll be talking more about all of that. The point I want to make wrapping this up is that one thing is that sometimes things look really good on the outside, and you think you want to be on the inside of it. But once you get in the inside, you realize that it's not as good as it looks on the outside. And that's a huge, something I always kind of knew, but then it's like, these issues are not worth this appearance and all this other stuff. So where do you weigh that out, and how do you compromise and find the happy medium where we're feeling good, valued, safe, all of that. I hope I wasn't all over the place. If I was, I don't care. I'm posting this anyway. I'm getting this out there, and I am going to start recording, and I'm not going to get stuck in analysis paralysis or perfectionism, which I tend to do, which stops me from doing what I like to do, which is putting my thoughts in the space. And I'll let you know how things are going with my little bug, Kai Bug. I call him Kai Bug. I'll let you know how things are going with him. And as we navigate through this, how we go about it. Do we change schools? Do we stay? Do I talk to the school? Do I find out how involved do I get? Do I just work with him? All of these things are things that I'm going to be learning and navigating through as a mom in today's age, in our new home, which I love, he loves, we're grateful for, we're happy. But this is just everyday stuff for people like us. Anyway, he wants to say, he actually didn't want to say it. I totally woke him up. I woke him up. He's adjusting well. Say hi, Artie Bart. No, he's not happy. Look, he's not. Artie Bart loves his new house. So I will continue to keep you guys updated, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about next, where I'm going to go as far as, because I just have so much. But we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.